India, a Vishwaguru, and India, a research hub. Let's implement our education world with Empirical Research Learning System. Countries develop not because of their resources, but their continuous efforts towards innovations in different fields, resulting to growth in their industries, and these innovations comes from empirical research learning. Since the ancient times, India was the epicenter for knowledge. Thus, we were perceived as a Vishwaguru. India, being one of the largest potential human capital across the globe, can be a superior country. Yet the Western countries have developed beyond the reach of India. India is 50 years behind in terms of research, innovation, and technology, as we simply followed the British-made brown man education policy, which produces clerks even out of scholars. India needs to create the best talent pool from the stage of inception. All the schools should implement research learning to evoke every child's talent. We shall create an acumen of empirical observation from the grassroots for students to develop interest in metamorphosis and synergy between different subjects and their orientation. In our current education system, we are pushing our kids for a preconceived set of questions and their solutions. But what happens when integrated or an alien question arises? In this situation, most of the students perceive it as a problem. Compared to research students, they are prepared with a solution. Our schools aren't reaching the goal of creating schools of eminence, and that leads to lower education index, lowering our global innovation index. An empirical learner can graduate to an empirical researcher, which will improvise our education index and global innovation index. India needs this fundamental change to create empirical learners. Implementing ERLS creates intellectual assets for our country. Academics and research goes hand in hand to create scholars and genius students. Globally, Finland is graded amongst the top 10 schooling systems. The developed country's schooling system is ran by their respective government. Our founder's foresighted vision is to see India as a research hub with more than 10,000 schools of eminence. His philosophy is to observe the observed, and once the observed become observer, it shall be the ultimate learning for a student. Empirical learning and observation is a fundamental way to create innovators and researchers out of our students. The success ratio of students holding high ranks are of schools based on empirical observation. Research KAREGA Tabhi BADHEGA INDIA. The foundation of every student's talent is based on research, so research scholar as a career should be every student's prime vision, just like being a doctor or an engineer. It's a booming career with a scope of tremendous growth and better remunerations. The GDP of developed countries on their education is around 4 to 8% compared to India, which is yet on just 0.6%. Implementing empirical learning is called distributed learning or fifth generation learning. It is composed of expository instructions, active learning, and finally, it's an interactive learning. It focuses on epistemic scripts, which specifies a new way for students to approach an assigned task, and they are particularly guided in their respected concept. Our founder, Mr. Deepak's prime vision of implementing ERLS has propelled him to attain success in creating numerous research scholars in his 20 years of teaching career. After successfully attaining his goal in creating more than 1,000 graduate research fellows from GAT-B, IIT JAM, and around 1,500 and more JRFs studying across the globe and creating numerous IITians and doctors. Many of his students are studying in IISc, Princeton, Oxford, Curie, Michigan, Cambridge, Max Planck, etc. Some are CSOs, directors at research in these world-class institutes, and few are in the team of Nobel laureates as well. Our founder's foresighted vision now is to create India's first empirical research-based learning system. His goal is to simply create Nobel laureates out of all the potential students. Our founder, with a strong team of research teachers, are capable to create a roadmap to research India. We at A to Z Mentors foresee ERLS implementation in all institutions across India. The government needs to channelize, introduce and implement ERLS. Research करेगा तभी बढ़ेगा India.